California's biggest utility just made it a lot easier to get paid for the electricity sitting in your car. Pacific Gas and Electric, which serves more than 16 million people across northern and central California, they have just expanded their vehicle to everything program. And the list of cars that can now earn money by feeding power back into the grid just got a lot longer. Until this week, the program was mostly a Ford, Tesla, and General Motors affair, and specific models, of course. The Ford F-150 Lightning, the Tesla Cybertruck, and GM Silverado, Equinox, Blazer, Lyriq, and Sierra were the eligible vehicles. Now PG&E has added the Kia EV6 and the EV9, the Volvo EX90, the Polestar 3, and interestingly, the previous generation Nissan Leaf, the old Chademo car that has quietly been the world's most vehicle-to-grid ready EV for a decade, which is incredible. On the General Motors side, the new Chevy Bolt, the Cadillac Celestiq, and the Escalade IQL, they join too. The Kias pair with a Wallbox Qashqai 2 bidirectional charger, while the Leaf, the Volvo, and the Polestar use the Decibel Ara. Two new partners make this work. Bidirectional Energy is a San Francisco software company that runs the platform connecting your car, your charger, and the utility. So the car discharges when prices are high, and which is what I'm doing right now actually as well, but not from my car, unfortunately, just from my home battery. And it charges the EV when prices are low without you touching anything. PowerFlex is a big commercial solar and charging installer that manages more than 70,000 chargers across the United States and is now handling residential V2X, kind of like vehicle to grid really, installs under the program. On the Electric Viking website, I'll put a link in the description below. We have more articles about electric cars and battery technology than any other website that I'm aware of in the world. So check that out. Link is in the description. And there you'll find our videos and analysis and articles about everything going on in the EV world. Now the money. Residential customers get $2,500 US up front, or $3,000 US if they live in a disadvantaged community, plus a $1,500 early adopter bonus for the first 250 people who sign up. So if you haven't signed up, you're thinking about it, there's no promo code for me, just go and do it. And you're going to save, I'm going to give you straight up $4,000 US. I mean, it's an absolute no-brainer. Guys, on top of that, the newly added vehicle and charger combinations qualify for up to $13,000 US in additional incentives funded by California Energy Commission grants subject to eligibility. That is serious money because a bidirectional charger like the Qashqai 2 is not cheap, and for many households, these incentives could cover most or all of the hardware. Worth looking into that. Then there's the ongoing income. PG&E's hourly export pricing moves every day with grid demand, weather, and time of day. And on one day this week, the payout for exported power ranged from 5 cents up to 50 cents per kilowatt hour. That's US. That's like the equivalent of like 80 cents per kilowatt hour in Australia. I mean, guys, that's a lot of money. So a Kia EV9 with a 99 kilowatt hour battery could, in theory, push, say, 20 or 30 kilowatts into the grid, no problems at all during an evening peak. In fact, you could push more than that, but you could probably push double that if you wanted to. But if you just put in 20 or 30 kilowatts into the grid, you could make $10 to $15 a day and then refill overnight on cheap power. Do that a couple of hundred times a year, and your car is paying for its own electricity and then some by a wide, well, you're going to be making a fair bit of money off that, and getting home backup during an outage. For anyone watching from Australia, this is the model we should be paying attention to. Australia approved vehicle to grid updated standards in late 2024, but the actual rollout of approved chargers, compatible cars, and retailer plans has been painfully slow. I've been told by several BYD owners that BYD did a software update recently which actually removed the ability for owners to use their cars as connected to the grid, vehicle to grid. People were using them, and that software update has made them not able to work anymore on SIG Energy's DC to DC vehicle to grid chargers. So PG&E has been running this pilot for a couple of years. It's not new. They're now scaling it with real hardware from multiple brands, real software that automates the trading, and real dollars that make the numbers make sense. Enrollment runs until 30th of June 2027, and PG&E has said its longer-term goal is to get 2 million EVs actively supporting the grid. Guys, 2 million EVs, imagine how big that battery would be. That would be enormous. That would be the biggest battery in the world. I mean, if you pulled it all together. Bidirectional charging is still a bit messy with different chargers for different cars and different software layers in between. But every expansion like this one moves it from demo at a trade show to something you can actually buy and actually get paid for. The cars, they're already there. The batteries are already sitting in driveways, and the batteries are going to outlive the life of the cars in almost every instance. California is finally paying people to use them. And honestly, the great thing here is it just means less coal and gas being used by the grid in California. Thanks for watching. Let me know what your thoughts are because I find this really fascinating. It's a great story. This channel is now officially translated into 5 languages, each with its own dedicated YouTube channel: Portuguese, Spanish, German, French, and Hindi. Full channels, I'm not talking subtitles. If you speak one of those languages or you know someone who does, the links are in the description. And subscribing in these first weeks will really help me. It'll make an enormous difference to how YouTube pushes them out because at this point, yeah, they haven't gotten a lot of traction yet. It takes a while for things to start. But anyway, we're putting a lot of work into making this, getting this content out there, making this happen. Why does this matter? Well, because the EV transition is not an English language story. Brazil is one of the fastest growing EV markets on earth. And BYD is building cars there. Spain and Latin America are electrifying fast. Germany is the heart of legacy auto industry that's being disrupted. And there's a lot of people who speak German outside of Germany as well. And India is arguably the single most important EV market of the next decade. The audiences in those countries, they deserve their analysis in their own language. At least I think they do. You can already watch my videos on Bilibili, hundreds of them. I'd rather you watch them on a channel that I actually control though. And that's actually up now on Bilibili. I'll put a link in the description to that too.